flesh.
Go ahead.
Yet his days shall be 120 years.
See, the Lord cut man's lifespan down because the Lord didn't like this, what took place here. He didn't like that the sons of God married the daughters of men. So you would say, yeah, well, that make it seem like it was angels, and not just any angels. See, the doctrine is not saying that these are any angels. The doctrine is saying that these are fallen angels, you know, because the ones that God kicked out. And we know God did kick some angels out, namely Satan and all the angels that followed him. He kicked them out to the earth. And at this time, they were on the earth. But does that mean that these were the sons of God that it's talking about? Absolutely not. You know how I know, first of all? God would never refer to fallen angels, brothers and sisters, as sons of God. They lost that title long ago. They lost that. He wouldn't refer to them as sons of God. That's ludicrous in and of itself. You don't see the Lord referring to Satan anymore as his son. And we're going to read the other scripture. They're going to go to try to back this doctrine up in Job, and it's going to let us know that. But now, the Lord didn't like that these sons of God, whoever they were, married the daughters of men. He said, my spirit won't strive with them. And he cut man's life down to 120, right? Oh, okay, verse 4.
There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown.
Okay, so that's letting you know that the sons of God literally married these women and laid with them, slept with them. That's what it's saying when it said when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men. That means they laid with them. They cohabitated with them. Brothers and sisters, angels don't do that with flesh and blood. Never has happened, never will happen. Angels don't get down like that. That's elementary. So, but it said at the beginning of that 4th verse, there were giants in the earth in those days. After that, the sons of God, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare them children, and they became mighty men, which were of old men of renown. That's not telling you nothing. That ain't telling you nothing that cannot happen or did not happen between flesh and blood beings. And we're going to see who was really the sons of God he's talking about. Wasn't no angels, though. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. And we're going to prove it like we do everything that we get up on this program and teach. But now, let's go to Job, the 1st chapter. Because this is the scripture that they would attempt to go to and back up. And see, these were sons of God. These were angels because it referred to these angels as sons of God right here, which it is referring to these angels as sons of God. But I'm going to show you who else it referred to. Job 1 and verse 6. Job 1 and verse 6. Everybody heard of how Job got tested by the Lord by Satan. Got tempted. Go ahead. Job 1 and 6. Go ahead.
Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord.
Go ahead.
And Satan came also among them.
Now pay attention to that, brothers and sisters. It said there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. Now this is referring to angels, because angels had to report to God. They serve God. But notice it didn't include Satan as a son of God, did it, brother?
No, it didn't.
Didn't include Satan, who had already got kicked out of heaven. Him and his crew didn't include that side as sons of God at all. It said there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also. Satan was mentioned separately from the sons of God. That lets you know, before we even go any farther, that God would never refer to fallen angels in Genesis the 6th as sons of God. Don't make no sense at all.
That's right.
They had been disinherited. No longer. Same thing happened to Cain, which we're going to get to. But now, it said the sons of God present themselves and Satan presented themselves. So these are righteous angels, and Satan also, who is no longer a righteous son of God. Verse 7.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it.
See, Satan is in the earth, been in the earth since he got kicked out way before Adam and Eve. That's why when Adam and Eve was in the garden, he was already on the earth. But he's no longer called the Son of God, brothers and sisters. He lost that title when he went against God. So now, it is referencing angels as son of God, but let's go to Matthew 22, and let's see about these sets of sons of God, which are angels, and let's see if they do what said they did. Slept with some women. Let's see if they can do that. Matthew 22 and verse 23. This is when this denomination who was always trying to trip Jesus up came to him with this so-called trick question, but they didn't know who they was dealing with. Just like people who deal with this doctrine, they don't know what they're dealing with. They don't know who they up against. But go ahead, Matthew 22 and verse